Welcome back to the channel, everyone. You guys already know the Samsung Galaxy S20 was just announced a couple days ago, and even though none of us have gotten it yet, I want to do these quick comparisons just like I've done for the other ones and kind of compare it to some of the older phones like the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. But best believe when the Galaxy S20 does come out, I'm going to get it. I'm going to compare it to all those other phones too. And I don't know if there's that much hype for the S20 Plus or S20 Ultra. I think the S20 is the main one people are going to be getting because it is that $1,000 price tag, which is already super expensive. However, the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 right now, as I'm making this video, is actually selling for about $355 to $360, so a much cheaper price. It's about a third of the cost, give or take a little bit, than the Galaxy S20, so you're saving a ton of money if you're going that route. Now, if you want to buy that Note 9 for that price, you can check out the first link down in the description. You can go buy it from there on Amazon and help support the channel at the same time. And I need all the support right now because I need to buy these S20s and I can't afford them. Now, looking on the front, the Note 9 has this 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display. It is a 1440p display, and I always thought it was really good. It's honestly probably still one of the best panels ever made. But the Samsung Galaxy S20 has that new 6.2-inch Dynamic AMOLED 2X capacitive display, whatever they want to call it. And this one is actually 1440p as well. It's higher PPI than the Note 9, but the biggest advantage that the Samsung Galaxy S20's panel has is that it does have that 120Hz refresh rate at full HD, which is amazing. And the fact that we already have phones at this rate with that type of technology is insane. The whole bunch display is also moved to the center now, which I really do like. And if you're looking at both phones in the center, you'll definitely see that the Samsung Galaxy S20 looks way more premium and way more futuristic than the Note 9. But the Note 9 does have that S Pen, which kind of makes up for a little bit of it, I guess. Not a lot, but it still has something going for it for sure. Both have USB Type-C ports on the bottom, but the Note 9 does have the headphone jack, which is cool. The S20 does not have any capability like that. On the back, you can see we have a dual camera setup on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 with that fingerprint sensor right below it. With the S20, we have a triple camera setup, which is very interesting because they kind of changed up the way it's looking like. They turned it over a little bit, which I found kind of weird. But in terms of the camera quality, the S20 will definitely win. I mean, we have on the Note 9 a 12 megapixel wide angle and then a 12 megapixel telephoto lens. You can do 4K at up to 60 frames, which is cool and everything. But on the Galaxy S20, you have a 12 megapixel wide angle lens, a 64 megapixel telephoto lens, and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor. And let alone the quality of the photos and everything, but you do have the ability to shoot 8K videos on that phone, which is insane. I'm never probably going to use 8K until like 10 years from now. All my videos are still 1080p because I have no reason to change them yet. And that's pretty insane that the S20 has that capability. And that definitely wins over the Note 9 for sure. That's probably well enough, for people to justify to go up to the S20 from the Note 9 in and of itself. But I think most people are still going to stick to 1080p even if they have that phone, to be honest. Now, moving on to the performance side of things, the S20 is definitely going to win here again. The Note 9 had the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 630 GPU, and there were two different models of the Note 9, the base model with 6GB of RAM and the Type 2 model with 8GB of RAM, where the Samsung Galaxy S20 has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 650 GPU, and there's only one model, and apparently this model has 8GB of RAM, but I'm not too sure because I've heard people say that it has 12, so I don't know which one to believe, but I'm going with 8 because that's what I see now. And what I can tell you about the performances is that obviously the S20 is going to win without a doubt. It's a newer phone, faster chipset, potentially more RAM than the Note 9 if you get that base model. But I think the Note 9 still holds its own. I mean, really, like I said, anything I did with it, it was extremely fast. If I opened an app, it was almost instantaneous. And for the most part, it did everything I needed to do just fine. But the S20 is definitely going to do you much better in the long run for sure. In terms of software, the S20 is definitely going to win there too. It's not going to get more software updates. It's just because it's a newer device, it's going to last longer. So the S20 will definitely do you much better there. Now, ending it off with the battery life. Interestingly enough, they both have the same size battery inside of them. They both have 4,000 mAh, and one doesn't really, speak out to me that it's going to last longer than the other one. But if you keep that one, the S20, on that full HD 120Hz refresh rate, that battery life will definitely go down quite a bit. But if you keep them on stock on that 1440p at 60Hz, I'll probably tell you that the Note 9 might do you better a little bit, but at the same time, it's kind of a tricky one because one, like I said, it's going to be pretty much the same battery life on both. So to kind of sum up the video and to answer the question, this is not a comparison. I mean, the S20, if you have the money, go for it. It's definitely going to last you much longer. But for that Note 9 for under 400 bucks, I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. That's a killer phone for a killer price. And like I've stated before, you can't really go wrong with that specific phone. It's still going to get a software update here and there, I'm sure. And even if it's done, you can root it and go from there. But I can definitely tell you the price tag alone is justifiable to getting the Note 9 over the S20 for sure. But the S20 is definitely the better phone. So that really pretty much covers it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much. But definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.